I was like, I could move one foot a little bit, but I could not move the other one. And I was like, move! Move! Hi, I'm Katie. I'm from the US. I live in Sweden. I am a proud twin mama. My kids are 2.5 now, and I am motivated to share the story of how they came into this world. And I just thank you so much for watching, and please comment and let me know whatever you want to let me know about my story, what touched you, what interested you. I'd love to hear your stories as well. So you can tell me if you have videos and send me links to them to listen to your birth stories if I haven't already watched them. Thank you so much. 2.5 years ago. On the 5th of August 2016 at 2 in the morning, I woke up to my water breaking. Well, Amelia's water broke, and it was just gushing out of me. It was the strongest pee you've ever felt in your life. And I woke up and hobbled over to the porta potty. I was living the pregnancy dream, y'all. I had a porta potty in my room. Let that sink in for a little bit. Oh my goodness, pregnant with twins, I peed so much. I hobbled over to the porta potty thingy to try not to get... The bed was soaked. But I woke up Morton and said, Morton, I think my water broke. And he said, oh, what? My water broke. Call the doctor. And he was like, I don't know how to say this in Swedish. My husband is Swedish, and we are currently living on Gotland, Sweden at the time. And I said, they'll describe it. They'll know what you mean. And he insisted on Google translating to find out what it was before he called. Husbands. And we went through. They said that we should go in, but we didn't need to stress. We could take our time. So we just threw things into bags, really useless things, because we had no bag ready to take with us. And we got in. I wrapped a towel up around my middle to kind of straddling this huge fluffy towel so I wouldn't get amniotic fluid all over the seat of the car. And we just got in the car and drove the hour to the hospital. And we just were so relaxed and so calm and making jokes, and it just didn't seem real. And we got to the hospital. I'm still straddling this towel, and what they did first was they tried to figure out a way to stop the labor, and that didn't work. And I remember when it really hit me was when one of the doctors, she stuck her fingers there and said, I can feel the head. And I was like, what? Oh, this is happening. And the reality of that statement just made me cry. And at about a little before 8 o'clock in the morning, I was told that I would need to have a C-section because Amelia was long ways blocking the exit there, and yeah, so I had an emergency C-section. I had been prepared that I would probably have to have a C-section from the time we found out we were going to have twins, and just knowing that that's a common thing. And I was so scared in the beginning, but at this point I wasn't. I remember that there was a lot of discomfort. I don't remember feeling like deep, terrible pain, but as the contractions were coming, it was really uncomfortable. And I didn't know it, but I'd been having contractions since like the afternoon before. I didn't know. I thought they were Braxton Hicks. I had nothing to compare it to. And I was like, my stomach would get really, really hard and really tight. And I would just like wait for that tightening to kind of calm down. And then it would get tight again. And yeah, that was fun. And one of the nurses was kind of counting me through the contractions. And so as those contractions started getting worse, then that was when they decided that with Amelia blocking the exit, because they had done a ultrasound to find out their positions and to see that she was going the wrong way. And so I remember lots of people around at the hospital, just so many doctors and nurses in that room. And it was really bright. And Morton and I were still cracking silly jokes and just acting so natural, like it was such a normal thing. And it was really uncomfortable. The worst part of it, I think, leading up to it was when I had people telling me to bend, to lean forward, and as the shot for the whatever it was to numb your whole legs, to numb everything from the waist down, as that shot went in, that was painful. And then I was just being forced into position, and there's just like no time to do anything else. So all of a sudden, the shot's in, I'm being lowered onto my back, my arms were put up in these like restraints, and then I think I got a little bit of a gas mask. I remember having some kind of mask over my face, but I don't know. And Morton was right by me, and there was a divider up so that I wouldn't, look down and see my guts being cut into. So I'm lying here talking to Morton, and then I'm feeling the as they're doing the cuts, it just feels like my clothes are being moved and adjusted. Before the cutting, before that started, I was talking to Morton, my arms were strained up here, and then all of a sudden, one of the doctors says, "Hey, look at this." And then I look, and my legs are like right up against my nose. Like, I did not know they could physically do that. And they were proving to me that, look, you don't feel anything, because I did not notice my legs being lifted up that high. So that was weird. So yes, as the cutting's happening, and it just literally feels like my clothes are moving. I don't feel any pain whatsoever. It just feels odd. And I'm just trying not to think about, what that means, because, ooh, that's some creepy stuff. So, all of a sudden, we hear a tiny little cry, and Morton says, "Katie, look!" And I can see in the reflection of this lamp thing, I can see them lifting one of the babies up and pulling her out. And I remember, looking at that and being so overcome with joy that all these months of this uncomfortable belly, that's a baby. I just couldn't stop saying, "Baby, baby, 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 baby." I was just crying. I was so happy. And I was talking to Morton some more, and he went to go cut umbilical cords or watch them get their first tests or get weighed or whatever. And then the next one came up, and they held them for just a moment for me to see before taking them out. And these tiny little cries. They were only 32 weeks. But it was funny how everyone kept saying, oh, they're so small. And I was like, they're huge. Like, in my mind, they looked so large. Just thinking that they were inside of my belly. Like, I couldn't wrap my brain around it. Now when I see pictures, I'm like, oh, they were tiny. But they just didn't feel tiny then. I was so filled with peace and so filled with calmness the whole time. Like, it didn't even bother me. So many things that have bothered lots of other people just didn't bother me. I was told they're healthy, they're doing well, and I just was like, okay, I believe you. But I've in my personality, I just don't want to be a worrier. It takes so much energy. And it's very easy for me to do that, so I just have to fight it. So, anyway, I had to wait for like 2 or 3 hours, I think, to finally see my babies, because they wanted to make sure I wasn't going to have a bad reaction to the numbing, because some people have really bad reactions to that. So I remembered looking at my legs and just being like, okay, I wonder if this is going to show on the screen. I was like, I could move one foot a little bit, but I could not move the other one. And I was like, move! Move! And I was like using all of my willpower to make this foot move. Because if I could make the foot move, I could go see my babies. After hours, one of the nurses came in and I'd be told about our frustration, that I just wanted to meet them. Morton got to see them, but I don't. He actually showed me pictures while I was waiting those hours. So he told the nurse, like, we want to see the babies. And she's like, oh, 1 foot is good enough. Let's get you in there. So they wheeled my they wheeled my bed in, and they put one of them on me, and thank the Lord they both had gotten steroid shots for their lungs. Like, they got them one time in Africa and one time in Sweden. So their lungs had lots of help. Because that's like the last thing to develop, apparently. Even like up through like the very end of the pregnancy, the lungs are the things that are still forming. So they both had things over their mouths for breathing, had things around their feet for monitoring things, and they had IV tubes through their nose into their, not IV, food tubes from their nose down into their stomach. They had a lot of things, but it didn't bother me. Looking back now, it's like, how could that not bother me? But I just accepted that this is normal and it won't last forever. And I immediately like ripped off my sports bra because I just wanted to have her as close to my skin as possible. And just wanted that skin-to-skin contact. And it was cool. We had their names picked out for a long time. Amelia and Eleanor. Amelia, Yard, Eleanor, Anne. And Morton was like, which one do we have? Which one do you have? And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, And I was like, which one is bigger? Or which one is smaller? And he said, you have the smaller one. Okay. And I'm like, I think I have Amelia. And Morton's like, oh, that's cool. I think I have Eleanor. So that's when they got their names. The people in the hospital, the people there were so surprised that they already had names, because most people take a lot longer to figure out their names for their kids. Yeah. I think maybe we'll make a separate video about what it was like staying at the hospital, and yeah. There's a lot to say about that. I wonder how long this video is. For 15 minutes! Ah! So, thank you so much for watching this. I'm so excited to connect with people who've gone through this kind of experience, who are interested in hearing about my experiences as an American giving birth well, having my children surgically removed like tumors. Do C-section moms get to say I gave birth? Is that, you know what I mean? Anyway, my experience in the hospital, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to listening to your stories too. So please tell me if you've got videos with your stories, and I will want to watch them while I do things. So please did I already say please give this video a like? I'd love it if you'd give it a like. It gives me a little boost of self-esteem. And please subscribe, and yeah. I don't want to scare you away. That I know when you come to my channel you see a lot of religious material, but if it's like religious, it will say so, and I won't just do religious stuff because I know that's not something that everyone's interested in. So, yeah. Thank you again, and be epic! What am I kidding? You guys already are epic! How am I going to end this video? In the comments, let me know what you think about C-sections. Bye! Be epic!